Yes, we're live. Well, hello everybody and welcome. And our beautiful Nick, how are you?
Hi Marie, welcome to you and everyone else. I'm very well, thank you. How's it going this week? Hi Jasper.
Good. Jasper wants to pop on and say hello to everybody. So he's here with us. Look, it's been good. I've been doing a lot of work, which has been good. It's been cold again. Have you noticed, Nick, here it's just dropped temperature. I had my Ugg boots on and my jacket on. I was going, wow, this has really dropped really quickly. And I was swimming 2 days before that. I was at the beach swimming because it was so
it's
warm.
Weird, isn't it? Yeah, we had actually a 27, nearly 28 degree day last Friday, and I was sweating. I was outside, and it was just ridiculous. And then, but at night time it drops down, but it actually doesn't feel cold until the early morning.
Yeah.
And it's for a few hours.
I have to admit, we're pretty pathetic. Like, I thought it was cold last night when I was out driving. I thought I just need something warm to eat. And I was freezing. I felt really cold, and it was only still 19 degrees Celsius, which is still like, I don't know, in the 60s, 70s, like quite warm for most people in life, considering it was 6 o'clock at night. But
yeah, it's nice though, because I went outside. My husband and I drove up to the lookout so we could see the Aurora Australis, because it's been happening along the east coast. It's the first time it's come this far up that I'm aware of. Oh no, it has actually happened once before. I thought, I really want to see it. And it started raining, so we decided that was pointless. So yeah, it got a bit cold, and like, oh, I want to go back home now and get warm.
Yeah. So it'd be really amazing. I've not seen it. I know in Tasmania they used to always get it, but it's certainly spread, hasn't it? It's certainly changed.
Yeah.
There's so many more places now that actually experience that Auroralis lights and whatever it is that's going on.
And a real intense red that's been showing up in it.
Wow. Okay. So it's fascinating, isn't it? I think I've looked at it once, but I don't remember the science behind it, or how it's. Do you know? Did you sort of research it at all?
It's got to do with I've always understood, because I've seen the aurora sometimes when I used to fly, when we used to fly certain areas, and I would go up to the flight deck and we would just sit there and watch the light show. It was fantastic. But it's more to do with the particles that are in the plasma in the air, and the reaction of the light. So because we're getting huge light codes coming in, that's reacting with the solar flares, because there was a big what's called a coronal mass ejection, which is where there's energy coming out, and that is light, comes to us as light energy, and then it mixes with chemicals in the air, and that's where you get the different colours and the effect. It's just nature being beautiful.
Yeah, amazing. And it's interesting as well, because are there more chemicals in the air than there used to be because of a certain thing that happens? So whether that's enhanced a lot of it as well, but definitely the frequency has changed. So
I'll have to tell you, because it's all linked in. Yesterday we were invited over to a neighbour's place who they're going travelling. They go travelling around Australia a lot, and we got onto the topic over morning tea on fossicking, and my husband's family were fossickers. They love fossicking, and they started bringing out some stones, and I said, I was talking about emeralds. Sorry, not emeralds, opals. I said, I really love opals. They're just such an incredible stone, a bit like the Aurora. I wanted to call my house Aurora after the biggest opal ever found in Australia, called the Aurora Australis. So that took us down this path. Anyway, he came out and he said, look at this stone. It's got the opal through it. And she said, and I've got a piece of jewellery in ironstone of opal. And after that, I came home, and that when I picked up my phone, I looked at your message on Elisa's Telegram page, and someone had posted something about this new quantum GPS system, because we were talking about, getting an app that you can navigate around to different sites on it. And it's called Aurora. And it's to do with the it's called ironstone opal. And it's bizarre, and I thought, I cannot believe I'm reading this right now. And it was just a whole series. And then, of course, the next thing I realised, everyone's talking about this aurora that's going to happen in the sky. And I thought, you cannot make it up. It is so linked. It's so connected.
So what do you feel the message was for yourself?
Yeah, that's a good point. You know what? I didn't even go deep in that, but I feel actually I did. The one thing I got was that we've got to stop seeing ourselves as being separate, that the miracles that are happening around us and what we're seeing are actually coming from us as well.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
We're all
connected. We're all different
connected.
colours, you know? We're all the different colours.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, well, I love it when you have. Now, what was the word you used for those when they happen quickly, those little synchronicities?
It's called a qual. It's like telepathy.
Yes, yeah. Okay. So is it Q-U-A-L, qual?
I think it's Q-U-A-H-L.
Okay. Yes, that's right. Now I've seen it in my mind's eye. I know I've seen it before, but I love that because it can be that quick. It can be really quick, you know, about how everything's connected. And I feel it's us. We're like a magnet as well as putting out that energy. We're like the magnet. And so dung, 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 things of that same frequency will just drop in, especially when we've spoken it, because it's so powerful what we create with our speaking. So
that's right. And that's that magnetic thing. That's it. That I think you've just hit the key word there, because the ironstone is magnetic, and when you run like a detector over it, it's the magnetics that work, that attract it. And that's what that article was about, that this new GPS system doesn't work on satellites. It works on the magnetics of the ground.
Fascinating. And it's interesting because they do say, though, that what they say is satellites is often cables under the ground anyway. So so isn't this interesting with this new GPS magnetic type situation we've got going on?
And we're challenging the very theory of gravity. No one's really been able to prove it in physics. No one can do it, which is probably more because it is more to do with the magnetics, the electromagnetics,
Absolutely. And, you know, they say what's to do with the actual weight and resistance. It's almost like the resistance.
Space and counter space. Yeah, what fills it. Yeah.
Yeah, which is fascinating. I know. One day all this will come out and we'll know our true world and how it works.
We will.
I mean, you know, and we've got beautiful Christine and Kathleen on today.
Hello,
thank you. And thanks both of you for those really good dreams that you sent through. So Kathleen, I'm going to read yours out. I've just popped in some of the points, and then we can have a look at that. So, yeah. So, okay, let me think. Has anyone had an outstanding moment of the week when they've actually found something that they've gone, I get this, or wow, that was cool? So let us know what's going on for you, or how you're feeling. Have you been feeling tired, or have you been feeling upbeat? Like, it's really always interesting to know where people are at. So so pop in the comments how you've actually been feeling and what's been going on for you, because I mean often it's a very similar scenario for all of us, you know, if we're going through upgrades, or if we're going through a change or a shift, or something's coming up to be looked at. So so that would be really cool to know how everyone's been.
So, I think there's some symptoms going out there in the collective. I know my ear ringing has been pretty much consistent for the last. It went crazy yesterday, so it's settled a bit now.
And do you get it so it comes in, and then you might sort of feel like you've lost your ear hearing for a second or 2 seconds or whatever, and then it goes back out again? Do you get that one?
Oh my gosh, yeah. I quite like that one. I don't mind it when it does that. It just goes, woo. It really throws me for six because it's so intense. I cannot speak. I just have to stop and let it happen.
Wow. Yeah. Yes. See, I'm so used to it now. It's like, oh yeah. But yeah, I noticed that one, and I do feel that one. I can almost feel that frequency coming through. It's just so tangible.
It is, isn't it?
Which is amazing. So let's have a look what Kathleen's been up to.
Kathleen says, things have been evening out for me this week after a very chaotic few months. LOL. Starting to feel like I'm myself again. Been holding my crystal skull and feeling better. Good on you, Kathleen.
That's amazing. So, and it's funny because a few times I've tapped into that crystal skull and actually then still seen all the connections and all the lights and everything going, you know, happening through the earth plane. And so it's been interesting. And then I drop it back into myself, and I feel within my actual crystalline being as well. And it's really peaceful. It's really lovely. So that's a good one to sort of, keep working with. So that's a great reminder, Kathleen. Thank you. So, and it made me feel really calm as well. So,
yeah. And Christine is saying, I've been feeling very open, reflective, and see beauty in all sorts of things, calm and grateful. Yes, grateful.
yeah, exactly. I know. And I've been finding that as well, Christine. I've just been finding that I just have this joy, and then I'll just be like, oh, wow, I'm so blessed. I'm so grateful for, and it can just be a moment from nowhere. It doesn't have to be a specific thing. It's just this way of being. And it's like, oh, wow, I'm so grateful. And it doesn't, this is where I feel the real abundance in life comes in, is it's that feeling of peace, of happiness, of joy, because you can't buy those things. So, to me, that's really getting into abundance is with that. So,
Sure.
yeah. And Kathleen, it's funny.
Yes, grateful is a great word, isn't it? It's the card I pulled this morning, actually, for everyone.
Show me. I love this. I knew that. I think Nick will have a card. Oh, I love that. That's so relevant.
Yeah, isn't it?
Gratitude.
Also because of the owl, to me, that's the crystal skulls as well, coming in, bringing all their wisdom from our past, our knowing, as well as the universal knowing. But it's just being great. I mean, we look back sometimes, and even Kathleen was saying she's having a better week, but everything that we experience in this lifetime is there for us to experience. Full stop. And I'm grateful for every experience I've had. It's what's formed and created who I am as part of my essence. The same way, Marie, you've had yours, Kathleen, Christine, anybody else. It's so important to recognise that. Be grateful, because what that does is say to the universe, all right, like Christine being open now to something coming in, rather than being locked and trapped in the past and the thought pattern of it. Just thanking it for what it did to where we got to.
I think that's really beautiful. And I love, again, there's a synchronicity here, because I did have a chat with my sister last night. And I'm going, I've still got to go over there at Christmas time. And so thank you. That's really, for me, that's very pertinent. So it's like being grateful for that to bring me to who I am now, and just allowing the unease, I suppose, that goes on. Just allowing it to be what it is, because it just is what it is from whatever we've experienced. So I love that. That's really cool. So, and what's the other color in the card there that you had?
Oh, the aqua,
the pink and the aqua. Wow, it's so beautiful,
isn't it? Yeah, it's a lovely
card.
card.
And exactly right. That's what I was just thinking as well. Loving that labyrinth.
The labyrinth. Yeah, I couldn't get the word out. It's exactly right. And that labyrinth, it's a reflection, isn't it? When you walk a path like that, you're reflecting on.
It's the journey. Yeah, I love that. Oh, perfect timing. Thank you. It's very perfect timing for me.
Yes, it is.
I knew you'd have a card. I got the message. She'll have a card. I know. Thank you.
I just love. You know what? I just love how the universe guides it to. It just sends you to that particular deck to go grab that deck. Card will just fall on the ground, or it'll just be already sitting on top upside down. Because I shuffle before I put them back in the deck as well. Christine says, I've been getting a greater understanding of Merkabahs and frequencies and the star. Oh, feeling very connected to the stars. Yes.
It's beautiful. And, because Christine, I'm not sure what your interpretation of the Merkabah is, but for me, I see it as my travel spaceship, my own personal. It's built in within me. And it's interesting. We were doing a greeting years and years ago, and I was doing it with these particular people, and then all of a sudden I've got this black tight outfit on, but it had a Merkabah actually painted on it, so it was showing me that I was the Merkabah, and we were in a spacecraft, and I went, oh my goodness. And my friend in my vision, she had the same outfit on with the Merkabah, and that's when I got my aha moment that that Merkaba's within me. That's my travel system. It's my light body system. So that's great that you're getting more connected to that.
Yeah,
It's really cool.
Isn't it? It's like a protection for us as well. It's allows us to travel. And,
that's right.
Protects us in the process.
So
there's a set of cards that I have that have those the symbols of the water and the sky and the earth. They're elemental cards, and I wasn't, and they were the first ones that I actually picked. And when I was shuffling this morning, I was looking out at the sun, out the sky, at the, just while I was doing that, and 3 fell on the ground. I thought, 3, that's a lot of cards. But I have to show you now that we've been talking about it.
Okay.
But they came out in this order, and I'm not going to even just explain it. I'm just going to show you the cards. So the first one was the Passion.
Beetroot. Yep. Beautiful.
And then the second one was Abundance.
Yep. Love it.
And the third one, which really interesting, what people might think of this one, is Productivity.
Productivity. And I mean, they all go together, and it's really interesting because this is quite relevant to Kathleen B's dream that she sent in as well, and it's sort of showing us, for me, how I interpret it, when you've got the passion and your blood's up, because the beetroot is all about blood as well. When your blood's like ready to go, literally the saying within you, it's like your passion's up, and then you have your what was the next one?
Abundance.
The abundance then will come as well, and then with the productivity, and your productivity increases. So it's all a part of this cycle, isn't it? That's perfect that those 3 cards fell out.
Yeah, that's exactly how I felt. And the productivity with this coding that's coming in for us at the moment, and we're wrapping up, as a 9-year, going into getting ready for I've had the most incredible dream this week that was so vivid and so long, and I thought I have just placed myself in an absolute parallel realm that is probably going to eventuate into this one, because I really needed to remember, and I remembered every detail. I could see and taste things that I've never ever experienced before. And in that, I thought about, this is us being productive. This is us stepping into what we want to do while we're here now with our new understanding and our codes that have been ignited. Yeah, pretty exciting, actually.
It is exciting. And, productivity, it doesn't mean we have to be working hard. We've been indoctrinated to think it means working hard, getting paid for every minute. It's not that at all. I agree. I feel it's within us. It's our own way of being. It's who we are. That's the product, is our frequency, is our true self. That's our authentic true self. It's exactly, I agree with you, and we've never been taught or shown how to see ourselves as something that is so abundant. We are the abundance. We are the product. We are everything. Yeah. So we're the passion of it all. So I agree with you. I think that's beautiful the way you've done that.
And maybe think about what it is that you where your passion lies, and what it is you really want to be doing and experiencing as we step into something new, because it's time to send that out, as we wrap up our past memories. We still revisit them a bit, but we're really learning to let go now. So
totally. Absolutely. So, and you, Kathleen, she's funny.
I've been seeing videos of beetroot juices to drink in the last few days.
Isn't that funny? So, and like literally though, the beetroot juice is really good for our blood, and that's where the passion, our passion is our heart and our blood. Yeah. So, and also Kathleen was talking about the labyrinth as well.
Long time ago, I had a meditation vision with a monk, and he showed me a stone labyrinth, and each rock was a different one. Lapis lazuli, quartz, all kinds of them. And he was showing me to reflect on each stone.
So that was her meditation for years. Beautiful. Yeah, beautiful. Wow. That's really beautiful. And that's it. If we can find something that helps us just drop into that place of peace, because that's what meditation's about. It's just dropping into that peace and being an open receptacle to whatever it is that needs to be come through for you. That's what I find anyway. So yeah, wow, that's really cool. But I'm going to go now. I'm going to put up Christine's. This is her Qigong. Here we go again. Her her instructor's dream that he had. So she's put that through. So I'll put that one up.
Okay, so he found a baby velociraptor. I was patting it and the mother got cranky. I was a little scared, but I stood my ground and I opened up and we made friends. Then snuggled up and all fell asleep. I can vividly remember stroking the mama velociraptor to sleep, and it was purring like a cat, but a bit heavier and growlier. And I was admiring its dinosaur skin and how beautiful and sleek it looked.
So the comment that came through was,
does this mean he had something big and scary he's faced, been tested with, and is calm? What do dinosaurs specifically mean?
Good question. Good
Did you ask him that, Christine?
Yeah, let us know, Christine. Was that what you came up with to ask? Yeah, Qigong, she said. That's right. I know it. It's as soon as I read it, I can't say it. It's
yeah, so Qi, of course, yeah.
Qigong. Yes.
Yeah, did you have a conversation with him about seeing what he could draw out of that? Weirdly enough, I'm actually getting that there's something tied in with you about this as well, Christine. There's a part of that. Yeah, it's still his dream and he will have an interpretation separate from it, but there's something in that I'm seeing that is for you as well.
And it's interesting because I have just looked up dinosaur, and it's an ancient part of self. It can be used creatively or destructively. So in this instance, he's used it very creatively to allow that fear of what the repercussions of being around that the velociraptor is. But he's gone through that fear to open himself up, which to me is taking a step and going through a fear. And it could have been a fear from childhood, from a lineage fear, something that was within the lineage because it's ancient. And when I think of dinosaur, I actually think of crocodile as well, because they're virtually the same as they're ancient sort of really dinosaur type beings. And the word that with the cards, with the animal magic cards, the words that go with the crocodile is archetype. So he could be what we call an archetype for his family lineage or family. And there's someone that hold a lot of wisdom. They're often the ones that people go to. They can help people work through situations. So I don't know. That's just what I'm getting intuitively. I'm going to do some cards for it as well. But I'd love to, what else is in there the baby. So there was a baby in there as well, right? So what is the baby representing? Is it a new way of being? Is it the next generation? Is it,
Yeah.
No.
It's so, and I see the number 3 come up as well for that, because there was
3 of them. Yeah.
Which is the mind, body, spirit. It's coming into harmony.
Yeah, love that. Yeah, good point.
She says, no, it was just on a chat, but I planned to discuss it with him. Yeah. Before you put any of this information to him, see what he comes up with it. Yes. And then you might see that there's some overlap with that.
Yes. And the fact it feels like he was in a lucid dream as well, almost, because he was actually feeling the dinosaur's skin and scales and admiring it. So when we look at the skin, and that's protective, very protective, I suppose, if it's that hard sort of skin. I mean, dragons also have that type of, scale, that beautiful skin. So it's the protection. So sort of really admiring the protective aspect. So Christine thought it was a lucid dream as well. Yeah. That's what I got straight away. Just the way he described it to me. I went, oh, you were having a lucid dream.
Yeah.
So it's interesting, isn't it, when it's tangible? So, and
And I know that.
Yeah, you keep talking.
I know that we have ancient animals there. Like the crocodile is the perfect example of it. A crocodile is not a dragon in this situation, but at the same time, I've had dreams where I sometimes think, is this a dragon or is this like a dinosaur or is this like a reptile? What is this? And I just tune into the energy of what that animal is. And because that mother was protective, I felt that's him.
So funny you say that. Just as you said that, the Lovers card came up. Now, to me, this is always looking within as well. Sure, it can be relationships as well. But to me, this is going inside. And so when you said that, that's a card that had just come out. So I believe this is an aspect of himself as well. And I still keep seeing the lineage, which is
I'm
really...
seeing the labyrinth. That labyrinth just starts, coming back again. So, that history.
So the next one up is actually our, let me just get rid of that while we're here. It's our Eight of Swords. So this is when something's been trapped, like you've had not been able to see clearly what's going on. We've been sort of fenced in with our own mind. So I feel this is what he's actually gone in and been able to release. Oh, of course. The Death card. Yes, this is the transformation through to whatever it is that's coming. And sometimes it can take time. This can be a slow process as well. So, yeah, but how funny, after I say that, the next card up is the Eight of Wands, which is, to me, very fast movement. Things happen real quickly. So now that he's done this, it looks like things are going to really shift and change. So I wouldn't be surprised if he starts to have a whole different perspective on life or sees things in a different way. Yeah, Queen of Pentacles. She's someone that contemplates her reality, all right? And she actually has the opportunity to choose how it is she's going to actually experience her life. So I don't know. This is just what's coming up in the cards.
I love those cards. I think that really emphasizes what from that understanding is really quite true.
Yeah.
And the baby represents new as well. And because the eight come through with that really fast, really quick, high number says to me the baby's there because there's something new birthing within.
Absolutely. So
mother stood out for her too in that dream.
Yeah, Kathleen. So of course, and the mother energy, that's the nurturing and the basically a protector as well. She was being a protector of the new. So so it's interesting. There's probably a lot more in that, I would say, as well. But I think I would even ask him to see if he wants to sit and contemplate and connect into the feeling of it, the feeling of the mother and the baby and the ancient, and where he is within that. Like that's what I would do, because that's a pretty cool dream.
I love the way it's presented, though. It's really good, isn't it? The way that gets presented in the dream.
That was done really well. Okay. So now we'll go to Kathleen.
Report back, Christine, when you do next time you speak to him, remind us about the dream, and I'd like to hear what he's gotten out of that.
Yeah, definitely report back. So I know, sorry, I should have put it up last week, but I think because it came through as a text, I forgot to email it to myself. Yes, and and as Christine says, the way he was admiring the beauty of it, there was no fear at all. It was just being able to see the true God self within that beautiful being.
Yeah.
Hi, Kim Princess. Yes, of course you can say my dream, your dream. Yeah. You write it up and do the whole lot because it makes it easier. And I'll go through the next dream that we've got up here from Kathleen. All right. Nice to see you on board, Kim.
Yes.
Okay, so let's have a look at Kathleen's dream. Now, I love this. This is just fascinating. I love it. And the first one, I haven't put the whole second one in. I'm going to read it as well. So, Kathleen, you get to read this one, Nick.
Kate, last June, dream discussed about my daughter and son-in-law buying a long white garage and putting old cars in it. Last night, I was driving around San Fran in real life with my sister, and I saw the garage, and it was long and white from the 1940s. At the same time, my daughter was texting me about her ex-husband's old cars, and he was wondering where to put them since his house just sold.
And she said it was in that very second. And then she said, so she, when she looked up after the message, she saw the same garage. I mean, isn't that just amazingly brilliant?
That's a qual.
Yes, it is. But and to me, it's also, it's to me, it's showing that was probably a lucid dream that Kathleen had. And there's no such thing as time. And so it's almost like everything just came together in that moment, you know. So fascinating, isn't it? So what are your thoughts on that?
Oh, I love that. You know, it's funny, Kathleen, because as we speak, our garage had a leak. And it meant I had to get a lot of stuff out of the garage near where that is so they can get access, because they have to fix the roof inside and take the door off at the same time. And so the garage really stands out for me with this one. And I love, you know, I want to ask anyone on here what they think garage represents. Think of it, because it's a great metaphor. You know, you think about what do you do with it? How do you see it? You know, it's brilliant. And then what I'll do is I'll read out what it's written here in the Betty Bethard's book, but I'll just give everyone a second or two to maybe look at that, because it's a nice way of understanding something.
It is. Yes.
So the 1940s, you know when you think of eras in the past, and there's something about, you know, you could reduce that down into a number, like reduce it down to 10, 14, which is a 5 change, which does make sense in this dream a bit as well. So I don't know if anyone's got a thought on the word garage and what that would represent.
Yeah, interesting, because when I sort of see a house and it's got a big garage, I just think, oh, so much extra room, protection for a car, or extra room to store things, or it's versatile. But to me, it is about protection and it's just adding value, like, to a house. I love having a garage because you can put so much stuff in there, or you can use it to do painting, whatever it is.
There's a lot of meaning to a garage.
Yeah.
Because everyone uses the garage for different things. And Christine's popped something up there, her interpretation.
Cool. Let's have a look.
She said storage, holding on to stuff you're not ready to let go of, putting on hold. Yeah, see, all different ways and good interpretations.
Yeah. So interesting, isn't it?
Let me read out what the garage is here. I'll find it. Sorry, it wasn't the garage. Okay, so in our lovely book here, it says place for resting and safety. Your vehicle, which is you, should be parked in a garage only temporarily, or you are not letting or getting on with your life and learning your lessons.
Love it.
There's another addition.
That's really cool. And it was interesting because I think the relationship status might have changed from the son, from being the husband to the ex. So within that time frame, which is really interesting. So I love it. And what I'll do is, Christine, I might come back, Kathleen, to your other dream. I'll do the live ones first, and then I'll come back to your other one because it'd be good to spend time on it. So we'll do Kim's first. Let's have a look and see.
And can I just say, Kathleen, with that dream too, because you had it last June, you know, it's come, like an aspect has come back to you, but I think there's a different message in it now to what it would have been when you first had it. It's showing you
things have changed. And as you really well pointed out, Nick, that adds up to number 5, which is the change, and seeing it in real life means that change has happened in real life. So I think you're right. I think that's a really beautiful metaphor that's actually come through into a reality.
Just wanted to close it up because it sort of didn't, you know.
I love it. No, that's great.
Okay, so Kim, thank you for your dream. I was at a party and had to wash dishes that was so filthy and a lot of stuff in the sink. My ex-friend was there and I was fighting with her because she wouldn't give me a sponge. I looked down and a washing machine was leaking water and I was so nervous. Then on a couch, I see an old photo album but have no idea who was in them.
Interesting. Wow. This is so um so Kim, do you have any idea at all what the dream was about? Do you have any thoughts or what it was that came to you after you've had the dream? It's always really good to sort of sit and contemplate and just go, well, what does that feel? How did the dream feel to me? What was going on that I guess you could put into maybe some things that were happening in real life even. Yeah, that's always a really good place to start with this. So we can and we'll have a look at that as well for you. Okay, so all right, Nick, do you want to start? Does anyone's got any ideas if they get little flashes or they get some insights as well for Kim? It's really good to just pop them up. Don't be shy.
That was funny, Marie. It's from my end, but I just got you just went black and I got a spinning wheel, and when that was happening, I just got one of those big
coming through your ear, the energy.
Yeah, I don't know. I just went somewhere for a couple of seconds.
We can muck up some of the computer stuff. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Especially for me, I'm really good at that.
Talent. Love it. So, yes. So if you're washing dishes, Kim, if you're at a party but you're washing dishes, to me there's some something that needs to be cleaned up that you've experienced in life, or that you have a maybe a mindset around or a situation around. Because when there's a lot of dishes to be done, it means there's some cleaning that maybe needs to be done. And it look straight away, there's the link is to your ex-friend. Is there still some hurt there? Is there still some maybe resentment, maybe some wishing that you were still friends, behaviors that you maybe need to sort of go in and have a little look at. And because if you need a sponge to clean, it makes it easier. So it sounds to me like there's something that still hasn't been quite either completed or healed or forgiven, or the lesson got from it, or whatever it is. That's what my initial feeling is. So, Nick, what are you thinking?
Well, when you go to a party, and I find at parties there's a lot of people's energy there. There's a lot of people aren't often settled at a party. They look like they're having fun, but there's just that I can feel the tension that people bring. And so you're there washing dishes, whose dishes are they? Like, what do you own? What don't you own? And I think you're doing this cleansing of that now. And as Marie said, going back into past experiences and maybe look at, I would have a tendency to look at what you're grateful for. The fact that you've got a friend there with you, for starters. Who cares if the sponge is, think about what the word a sponge, people are sponging energy from you, and yet here you are trying to clean dishes at the same time and clean away all of that sort of stuff. And then it steps into the photo album.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Let's go to that.
Photo albums always do for us.
And the washing machine and water. Water is the emotional aspect of us, Kim. That's what I always relate it to. Everyone has their own archetypes, but for me, that is like that's like a general archetype. We look at water as being the emotional body, and the fact that you were nervous about the water coming out of the washing machine. Again, it's cleaning something. It's a washing machine. So I feel that there is still, for me, this could be that you take on other people's stuff. I tend to go in and I have to have a look at, well, what's my thought processing around this? What have I got in my deep subconscious or etheric body that is attracting that? And I have to look at it. So that might be something that's worthwhile doing as well. Yeah. And an old photo album. I mean, what's a photo album? I'm going to look it up. I know what it means in real life, but if I look it up, a photo album, let me see. It is how you are seeing things at this time. Exactly what we were just discussing there. A picture to awaken a past memory, because the lesson you're going through now is one you did not learn in the past. So I feel this is definitely linked in with your ex-friend and what happened. And Sometimes doing, I don't know, for me what works sometimes is the Ho'oponopono. I can never say it, but that's how I say it. Thank you, Ho'oponopono. And so I don't know if you know that one, but it would definitely be worthwhile just sitting and having that flowing through. So, everyone does it a little bit differently, but as long as the intention's there. So how I do it is, I just say, if I, my family, my lineage have done anything to harm you, your family, your lineage, please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. And then you can do it. And then you can just shorten it down to please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Whatever it is, because you've got that intention there. And oh my goodness, it can just shift stuff. I don't know if you I know.
It's so powerful, that, isn't it?
So powerful. And the thing is, we're not projecting, we're not demanding them to forgive us or them to do anything. It's all from us. And I remember reading this amazing story. It was back in, I can't remember when it was, 70s, 80s. There was they got this new head person into this psychiatric ward. And people had been there for like ever, sort of thing. And he got all the folders, files. There was about 72. And what he did was he read through each file, and he sat and he did Ho'oponopono as if it was him, as if it was his stuff that this person had. And so he worked through every one of them. And they said within a matter of like 6 months, they actually had to close it down because everyone had moved on. And I'm just getting goosebumps now. Yeah. And they'd been able to put them into a different part, or they could actually leave or whatever. So this is how powerful it can be when we really do look at ourselves and go, well, I need to actually just take full responsibility. And, so the Ho'oponopono can really help, Kim. That's what I find. Don't know if that's going to work for you, but it's just so, it takes away all the mental plane, the mind games that we have with it, and lets us sit within our heart and to clear it. So,
yeah. And that's, that whole forgiveness thing is so important for us, because we don't want to be in a state of having regret, or it just changes our whole frequency once we let that go. It's a real release, and we're coming back into a place of love. We don't need to carry any of that anymore, but at the same time we have to sit with that emotion for a while until it works through us, because we've probably turned a blind eye in the past to some of these relationships. Just because it's painful and we don't want to face it. So, you let the emotion in, and then you let it pass through you, and then you say, right, okay, let's move on with this now.
So totally. And that's exactly what Kathleen is saying.
And old stuff on them. So yes, clean it away, maybe from old times. Sit and have a conversation with that person and let it go in a meditation. Do some dishes. That's a great meditation.
It is, because it's like you go into that almost that alpha state, don't you? From doing dishes, it's like when you're driving. But Kim's going to do, Kim's going to do that, which is awesome. Whether it's the Ho'oponopono, and it is a beautiful story. Honestly, it reminds me, Marie, just sit back, come on, go into that space, rather than being in your head around something, because we're all human, aren't we? And we all have been programmed and had wounding and all the rest of it. So it's Oh, how can I spell that?
It's spelled Ho'opono. It's like Woolloomooloo. We have a town in Australia, in Sydney, called Woolloomooloo, and we used to always joke about, you'd always spell it, because it was like a lot of double L's and a lot of double O's. Ho'opono.
Let me just, here it is. I'll pop it up here on here so that you can see it. So it's H-O'. It's a really weird word. There we go. Ho'oponopono. And it was I think it was actually Hawaiian. It was like a Hawaiian prayer. That became like better known out in the world, I suppose, because it's just so beautiful. So so which is really cool. But okay, so that's so you can look it up. So everyone does it differently, but just sit with what feels comfortable for you, as long as your intention is there to have that forgiveness and love and gratitude all at once.
Any order, it doesn't matter, those three words.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, hang on. Oh, and also she's put something up here. Did we look at this? This is really interesting.
I felt like there were things I should have been doing to make my family happy, and instead I was failing at it. The photo album, the pics were black and white, and I looked through all the pages closely. Black and white,
Yeah.
but I have no idea who they are.
Fascinating, isn't it? So black and white, that's really deep subconscious. We've looked
Isn't
at black and white before in dreams, which is fascinating. So yeah, very deep subconscious and yeah. And it sounds to me like you're already getting a really good
it?
idea of what this is about. So yeah,
Yeah.
so contemplate and do that beautiful prayer. So
And be grateful. Kim, you've got a dream that's telling you you're releasing something, and you can do that in the dream state. That's why it's so wonderful to dream, because you can let go of things that it would take lifetimes or maybe never in our, in our 3D reality here. It's wonderful that you've had that experience, and that
I
we get
agree.
to talk about it.
And the fact that you remembered it was so specific. Yeah. Perfect. So thank you for sharing that. That's really, really cool. So, okay, let's do Jillian at where is it? Semaphore Breeze.
Wow, what a great.
Sorry, let me just have a look. I think I might have. There's 3. Sorry, I've started it wrong. Let me just double check something first before we start. Yeah, so this makes sense for Kim. For Kim. So that's great. And yeah, and that's what we all do here.
Oh yeah, exactly. I was standing in a field and I was looking at a horse. A man showed me the mother, who was a donkey. Then he showed me the father was a big, beautiful brown horse. The man then led me through the field to a hidden cave. The cave was dark but had natural light. There were people sitting on a rock soaking up the steam from the hot spring.
Wow.
I went deeper in the darkness, but still saw the natural light. I saw on the rock and enjoyed the sauna of the hot springs. There were people there.
Yes.
There were other people there.
That's wow. So Jillian, it'd be so interesting to see what your thoughts were around this dream. And if you had any, even if I'm feeling over the next few days, you had any insights into it or any aha moments after this, because this is a really beautiful dream. So yeah. So Nick, what are you getting just with the beginning of it? The horse and the donkey.
Yeah. The horse has been in my awareness for the last week and continues to be so for some reason. And they're very regal animals. They're incredibly wise. I put them right up there with the dragons and the dolphins and the whales, And so there's something about and they're also uber sensitive. Like they see and watch everything, and they know. That's why you can go up to a horse and they can tell immediately and feel your energy field. Because they have that. So
Totally.
Yeah. So maybe see how that meaning sits with you, with the deeper meaning of this. And then of course the man showed me the mother, the feminine side. And that was a donkey, and what makes a donkey different to a horse?
Straight away, I just go into they can be so fun. They can be so stubborn. They only do what they want to do. They're very solid. They can keep going and going and going, which is what a mother has to do sometimes, isn't it? It's just having that being able to keep going. So
so that could be a part of you. That could be an aspect of you in that as well.
Yeah.
And then the father was a big, beautiful brown horse.
A lot of grounding stuff in this too, because the color brown itself is very grounding. It's great you've remembered the colors and things like that, because they can be really good tips as to what's going on. So so that's to me is the start, is that you've got like this trinity again. So there's the 3, so there's a trinity thing going on, which is spiritual, very spiritual. So, and if we have a look at the next one, So your
Okay.
hidden cave, I mean, this is going deep. This is going into the subconscious. And I love, though, that there was a natural light coming in, even though you're going deeper and it was dark. So you're able to see. So I feel you've maybe had some insight. And interestingly enough, I just did some cards then, and the page of Pentacles came up. Now, to me, this is when something new is coming into your life, but it's being done step by step. It's not this huge whoosh. So you're actually you're given time to learn something new that's actually in your reality, which is really what it's saying as you are gently going down into these deep caves. And then the next one, which makes so much sense, is our high priestess. So she, to me, is all about mystery. And look at that. It's always the dark and the light. And you had both. You had the dark and the light. That's what those two pillars are around. So she is the queen to me of mysteries. She knows knowledge, has wisdom, and it can become accessible, which is lovely. And then the Fool. So this is almost like a new beginning for you, very much. And you've got faith. The light to me is about the faith as well that you're showing, going deeper into your subconscious. So look at that beautiful white light up there in the corner of the sun. So yeah, I would say there's a whole new aspect of you coming in to play through this. So yeah,
that hot spring says a lot to me about what those cards are. You've got when you go from water,
yeah,
and then it goes into steam.
Yes.
So that's a step in itself, isn't it?
Transition.
Yes.
So, and it's nurturing, and of course it's the emotional aspect. But it's a beautiful rock, and it's being really loved. So it's almost like embracing those emotions is, I don't know, are you a fairly sort of stable sort of person, Gillian? Let me know. Let us know what your ideas are as well.
And there's intuition coming out from this as well. There's something. Yeah. It's growing.
Yeah.
So clear, self-righteous, letting go of people-pleasing, powerful.
Love it. And you know the words that go with horse from my beautiful where is it? My beautiful animal magic deck. Oh, and look at what's at the bottom. You can't make this stuff up. I literally just picked them up, and there it is. A brown horse. So horse, it's all about power and freedom. So exactly what you just said there are the words that go with the horse card. So I feel that's real confirmation. I love it. I love it. It was just sitting underneath. So that's perfect. So yeah, it's great that you've actually already got that your own interpretation with this as well. But yeah, so well done. That's
and
awesome.
Gillian, I don't know how long ago this dream was, but quite often I like to play with the universe when I have a dream, and I say, show me something, that connects me with that dream in real life here. Show me something that makes me understand that that I'll be in a particular place at a particular time, and then it'll just appear. That will be a segment, like it could be a horse. Suddenly you'll see a horse in a weird way that you won't expect, like a bit like
exactly. And it could be a picture. It doesn't have to be a real horse in real life. It could just come up somehow, which is that's the fun, is finding the actual the symbols or the answers. And it doesn't have to be like a real thing. It can be like in a movie, or it could be on a poster, and you just don't know.
Yeah,
so which fun. I love. And you go, that's so clever. I would never have thought of that.
Exactly.
So I love that. So, all right. Thank you so much for sharing. That's so great. And yeah, I love it. So we're going to do Kathleen's other dream. So I'm going to have to read this one because it was quite long. But I'm putting up keywords. Okay, so let me go back in. Kathleen. All right. Here we go. So so this dream was in two parts. So earlier that day, her daughter and grandson and I were at a rock store, and she brought an emerald necklace. The lady there told her it was for wealth. Okay. So, and then before bed, so this was all in real life, before bed, Kathleen saw a reel about how to make money from AI content. So it was an AI video. So in a dream, where are we? So in a dream, I was making a video of a woman who made a soup on Instagram. It was popular in her country, India. 3 ingredients with ramen. It was yellow, so she was assuming it was curry and possibly coconut milk. And 1 other ingredient. So my idea was to make it and see if it was good, then post it. I took a video of her making it in person in the dream, but then realized I only got about 5 seconds of her, so I had to run around and make filler stuff, weird stuff like a room or a dresser, and then realized I had no idea how to edit it all together. This is really interesting. I was going to ask my daughter to help me, but she was busy with her own media business. Then I saw 2 people arguing. One had a weapon, the other was trying to talk him down. Then he pulled a out, and they both did. So I walked away around the corner, told everyone to leave, and it was in a hotel-like place. Then I saw, I think this might be her daughter, Marie, R-E-E, before the show at her house, and was going to tell her about my dream about the ramen. Unless it was me, I'm not quite sure. I saw she had made an art piece and she had hung it on her ceiling, and it looked like an affirmation. Let me just put that one up. An affirmation with maybe the blue pencil drawing of stained glass. I can't remember what it said, and then I woke up. So that was all that first dream. Was very busy. So there was a video, there was Indian food with nurturing food by the sounds of it, but videoing something means trying to capture something as well. So yeah. So we'll look at this one first. This is why I left it to last, because I thought yeah, so horses can be okay. That's just all other stuff. All right, we'll go back to that. So Nick, do you want to like have a go? And it's funny with the emerald necklace for wealth. An emerald is heart, Kathleen. I always see the emerald as being an aspect of healing the heart or opening the heart more.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and it doesn't surprise me that you brought emerald up, because we were talking about emeralds yesterday, and how there's a place actually called Emerald. There's 2 places that I know in Australia called Emerald, and people go there to collect, believe it or not, sapphires, which are blue, but you can get green sapphires as well. And so I feel that heart is very much connected to here as well. For some reason, there's something about this chakra. Yeah, the money is stability. There's something about having money and wealth, isn't there, in this world, that makes us feel stable, that gives us the opportunity to have opportunities. So I'm not sure where that fits with you at the moment.
Yeah, interesting. So, obviously you're sort of getting drawn to maybe, trying to enhance your wealth that you have financially. And I always look at wealth now. It's also, remember, our abundance and our wealth, it's about who we are and how we perceive life and how we feel about life. Because some people can be multi-million billionaires, miserable. They don't have that peace. They don't find that. So it depends what, I guess, the wealth means for you as well. So, yeah.
And the whole AI video, it's like, it's fascinating, isn't it? Just to jump into that. Yeah.
Funnily enough, as we were talking there, the 9 of Pentacles came up. Now, I love this card. She's one of my favorite because she's so unique, and yet she's so abundant and gold. And look at her, very regal but very peaceful. And this is just what we've been talking about. So what is it you're actually looking for, apart from just financial? So this is because that's unique. And, I think we all are so unique in our own talents and wealth and everything that we have. So yeah, it's fascinating.
Yeah, because abundance to me means when my heart is full.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, it was me. Okay, so sorry, I wasn't sure. I went, was it me? So yeah, so you came to my place to tell me about your dream. In your dream, I love that. That's you didn't even need to write an email. Oh, that's funny. And something blue hanging from the ceiling. So what's blue? As well, you're right.
The throat. I didn't even make that
throat. But blue, depending if it was a paler bluey color, it can often be what we call our causal chakra. This is where of course, sorry, this is just making sense now with your second dream, which I'll read in a minute. This is actually connecting into what I would call is the angelic realm, into the beings, Middle Earth, fairies. And you wait. Do you see the next dream? It only just clicked for me. I only just got this. So this is making so much sense.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So let me now go to Kathleen's second dream, because I feel like with that one, it was busy. When we're making a video as well, it's trying to capture everything. You only had 5 seconds. Now, what does the number 5 mean? Change. Yeah. So you only had 5 seconds. And so you thought you had to fill it in with more time. But maybe that is something that you do. Maybe that's something you need to learn to go, do you know what? 5 seconds, I'm just going to see what happens at the end. So interesting, isn't it, that you needed to fill it in with time.
And the whole soup thing is just like
nurturing.
Yeah. And what you put into it, and it can be, it reflects all those different things that are happening as well.
Totally. So, that was busy. And no, there's a lot more going on here, but you're going to love this one with the second one. Pieces of blue. It's just so funny. Okay. So the second.
Shall I read this one out, or is there more to the email?
I think it was pretty long. So I'm just putting up there so it reminds us what the core aspects were. So, so I went back to sleep after the first dream, and I was beyond the veil to fairyland. We couldn't leave for 1.5 years if we decided to go there. And straight away what I got was to convert that into months, which is 18 months, which is 9 when you add it up, which is an ending. Only Mikkel, my niece, who was born with fairy ears in real life, and I were allowed to go there. I wanted wealth, and they were going to show me. So I went, and then was doing these weird exercise group with everyone. We had to bend forward, fall to the knees, then fall, bend back with knees bent, and then fly up and over again. I don't know how to do this in real life. So it was obviously there was this amazing manipulation going on. Some guy was in front of me. Then a cake was delivered to me from my sister, and it said happy birthday. Then it was okay to leave, but first I had a big pile of dirt over me to have abundance, and I left through the gate. Amazing. So Nick, any ideas here?
Oh my gosh, yeah, I see what you're talking about, Marie. That's I just want to say those fairy ears. Just a side point, when I meet people with fairy ears, and I think you're from a different realm.
Absolutely.
You had that realm experience, and you're here, and I think, gee, that must be hard for you to come from fairyland into this heavy, dense reality. And just you've put some key words in there. I love your dreams, Kathleen.
Yes.
Just brilliant. But it's just, oh my gosh, there's a lot even there to unpack. But to be honest, pull right back out of it. To me, it's this whole. The key there is abundance for you.
It is. It's so true. It's like, and again, not necessarily abundance financially, I mean, who gets to go to fairyland? You obviously went through into another realm, and the cards I was pulling, the Lover's card, this is really about you. This is about the wealth within you, your beautiful uniqueness. And as Nick was talking about you sort of traveling, it was there an Ace of Swords came up. So yeah, this is actually truth. You are definitely visiting that realm. But we make our own story. We've got that beautiful king. He's the master. You can actually, with your wealth, start talking about how wealthy you actually are, is what I'm getting told to tell you. Oh, I'm so wealthy financially. Everything, all my needs are met all the time. And I'm so grateful for that, because you've got the power to create this. And it can come in strange ways, and it can come in ways you never expect. But it's almost like it's not a huge deal, because you've already accepted it in your own story, in your own creation. And then this one came up twice. It's actually the Nine of Swords, which is, a lot of people worry about money, but you don't have to. This is like, you don't have to worry even at night. Just start going into the, I love my abundance financially. I am such an abundant person in so many ways, so that's, That's what I'm getting from this as well, because you've got gifts that people can't do what you do. People can't travel. People don't have that ability to do that. A lot of people, probably everyone on here would, definitely. But yeah, it's a real beautiful gift. It's a wealth. It's a richness.
And
So,
I'm getting such strong. I've just got another one of those hits right now. I'm getting it a lot at the moment, and that just came in. And I've got to say, Kathleen, I don't know when it was, but since the last show, just in the last few days, you came into my awareness, and it was exactly what you've just said, Marie, which is you're putting that past now not behind you. It still makes you, it's still part of you, but it's more that you're coming into something about who you truly are and that power. And that's where I think these cards of abundance and productivity mean a lot for you. You know, what that actually will mean for you, and to maybe focus on that. And, you know, the cake is what in that dream, the cake is a celebration. It's always, you know, it's
birthing.
Time to celebrate. Yeah. Time to celebrate your gift, yourself, your being. You came here with something really special, and that's going to be able to be shown now, and it'll be shared in a way.
Yeah. So definitely move away from the stress and the worry. Change up become that King of Swords, create your own story. And the more it actually resonates within you, the more it'll just come to you anyway, because you're a powerful creator.
Yeah.
So love it. But you know what? We're over. We have to go, but thank you so much, everyone. All your dreams and your thoughts and perceptions, we love them, and we love you. And so, yeah, we will see you hopefully tomorrow on Elise's show, but otherwise next Monday morning or Sunday night.
Yeah. Grateful for you all. Thank you, Marie.
Okay. Thanks, Nick. Bye.